developmental stage that can continue to affect them across their lifespan. Working Against Destruction Theatrically's mission is to offer our community access to the benefits of the arts. The goal is to use the instruction of theater arts to build up self-confidence, moral awareness, and to provide an outlet for creative expression that will stimulate and enhance our community's involvement, their sense of empathy, and understanding of oneself and others. We will be creating an online presence that will offer videos of scenes and skits that reflect ongoing community issues and concerns as a whole, such as violence, abduction, sex trafficking, as well as individual struggles that community members face, such as bullying, domestic violence, substance abuse. We will offer scripts and lesson plans for purchase through our website that can be used in churches, community centers, and school settings to assist in speaking to those tough issues. We also offer on-site programming where we will come into your organization and work with your students between 6 to 12 weeks, meeting with your group 1 to 2 times a week, and that will be tailored to the needs of the organization and what we teach. The target market for my company would be the youth and the young adults between 10 and 30 years of age. We strive to allow underprivileged people in this age bracket the ability to learn tools and life skills that will equip them to face and conquer daily life. A large part of our online presence will be catered to this group, as statistically 77% of 15 through 25-year-olds and 77% of people 26 to 35 are more reachable through visual or audio presentations. My ideal customer would actually be the organizations or institutes that have access to or have large numbers of my market target. In September of 2020, Congress actually amended the Public Health Service Act to revise and extend projects relating to children and to provide access to school-based comprehensive mental health. As you'll see in my highlighted section, this will be done through grants, contracts, or cooperative agreements that are purposely set up to help children dealing with traumatic experiences, grief, bereavement, risk of suicide, and violence. By seeking partnerships with my ideal customer, WADT would be able to offer my services to those who might not have the means to participate in a theater program that focuses on how to deal with real life issues of life, with little to no cost projected on my target market. There are more than 35 theaters in the Western New York area that offers theater instruction, but many of these companies only focus on the performance aspect of the arts. WADT teaches theater that focuses on creating a better individual that can prosper in life or on and off stage. We allow communities to see, write, and perform their own stories based on messages that emerge from their perspective and in their language. If I was to win first place, receiving these funds will assist me in creating the needed content for my company to provide to the community. Having the products already created and available for our organizations to choose from will help me to secure a contract with 3 local organizations within the next 12 months, with an expected net income of $2,261 in online sales of scripts and $9,000 in net income from in-person teaching. WADT offers much more to communities than just seeing a show. My company offers hope that inspires, challenges that build, nourishing that feeds, and empowerment to each person to become firm foundations in all areas of life through the arts. Thank you very much.
All right, Ebony, I have you at 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's 1 point, just 3 seconds away from a second point, but 1 point, judges.
Thank you. Good job, Ebony. I would say for my pluses, you did include some financials, give some idea what you would do with the funding. I would say going forward, you should focus on both your team and identifying clearly who your customer is in terms of how you intend to create these partnerships for people who will actually pay you when the students or participants would have no cost. That's me.
Thank you.
I think you want to also tell your audience, you only have 3 minutes, so you want to give them as much as you possibly can in little snippets throughout the presentation, so you don't find yourself reading every word on your slides. But you also want to tell them why you're the best provider of this solution, so as compared to the competition. So, nice job.
Thank you.
I would just echo the same comments. Nice job, and you put it together. You put it together nicely. So you made it, and good job in capturing the information. I remember I think you spoke the very first class. If it wasn't the first class, it was the second class. And I remember this conversation of, okay, well, who's your primary end user versus who's your customer? So that's clear that that's been refined. So good work, very good work.
Thank you.
Good job. I will actually just ditto the comments of Yasmin, Dave, and Kim as well. Again, the one thing about, this operational budget is always going to be my thing. So what's it going to cost you to run what you got to do? Like I said, there's not a lot of time to really talk about it, but definitely to discuss the impact a little more concisely for and/or the benefit you have toward your clients.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, by the time it gets to me, my feedback is just parroting what they all said. So just tighten it up a little bit. You're at 4.5 minutes. You're real close to getting under that 4 minutes, closer to 3. So see what you can do about really speaking to your solution, and then the return on investment, how much capital how much profit and revenue you'll be able to create off of that capital injection, whoever that person is gives you. So good job.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Khadijah, she here? I did not see her. So then we'll go to Paige. Yes, Paige.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Great. I sent my slides to both. I don't know who would like to share.
Okay, let's see if I have it here. Okay, there we go. Let me pull this up. One second. We're gonna have to see the side ones, but let's see. Okay. All right, Shania, can you see my screen?
Thank you. And then I'll just say next slide when I'm ready, or?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm ready.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Shania Page, and I am the future sole proprietor of SNS Cash for Can. This bottle can redemption center, next slide. This bottle can redemption center will be located in the Kensington-Fillmore area of Buffalo, New York. A bottle redemption center is a place where you can return your bottles or cans and receive a 5-cent cashback refund per can or bottle. A redemption center is needed in the area as mentioned, as it will help the community. The nearest redemption center is your local supermarket like Tops or Wegmans, which is not close to the residents, as well as other self-owned redemption centers, which is far in distance or is open certain days and hours of the week. Location is key for SNS Cash for Cans. The location is located on a busy corner on a bus route near 2 hospitals, and as of 2018 had about 429,704 housing units. Notice I did not mention a supermarket or a self-owned redemption center. SNS Cash for Cans will be open 7 days a week, so I can service all customers at almost any time during the day. SNS will have no machines. We do not want the issues of breaking down, long lines, or sticky floors. SNS will offer things to stand out like happy hours, come in during certain time or days during the week and you can receive an extra cent or two on a return. Or we will come to parties and pick up bottles for a fee and have a refund on the spot. And also form business relationship with area businesses and restaurants in the area to form possible business relationships. Next slide, yep, thanks. The market caters to all. Anyone can come and return bottles for a refund. Who doesn't like money? Perfect for rainy days, saving for an event, great incentive for kids. The ideal customer is the bottle saver recycler and wants to walk out with at least $5 to $10 per visit. SNS is a market fit due to the demand in the area. Local residents have said that they would rather trash their cans because the supermarket is too far and do not want to deal with the machines or lines. With the location of SNS Cash for Cans, the businesses and homes around, and people seeing the business on the corner, the word of mouth will frequent the sales with my business. My competition will be the local supermarket, other self-owned redemption centers, and sadly, the trash. This industry lacks in my area, and they're more so in the suburbs or town, while this area has to rely on area markets. As an external force that can impact the industry will be a possible shutdown once again due to a pandemic and the lack of knowledge. Some, but many may not know of these centers and the benefits, so I'd market on the radio, social media platforms, flyers, and websites with information about SNS Cash for Cans and the benefits for all. When I received the $7,000 for SNS Cash for Cans, it will increase my business sale by 40%. With the $7,000, it will be used to put down on purchasing a bottle sorting machine with the retail price of $13,000. We will be hand counting the bottles when the customer comes in for their refund, but this machine will skip a step for our employees and will place the respective bottles or cans in the right boxes. This service here will provide, once again, faster service, separating 100 bottles in a minute and a half. This 40% increase with the annual profit of $51,520 and a 24-month profit of $185,840, I will be able to open up another center in the area of the East Side that's lacking. In closing, with many unemployed with the recent pandemic, many leaned on turning in cans and bottles as a means to survival. In my area, many could not due to the distance of the nearest bottle handler, so they just trashed them. SNS Cash for Cans will be available for the community and businesses alike, making sure bottles are handled properly and cash is given on the spot. Not only saving the earth and cleaning up the community, but customers are happy with their swift experience and walking out saying cha-ching. Thank you, everyone, for your time this evening.
All right, I have you at 4 minutes and 39 seconds.
Close.
Thank you.
1 point, judges.
Really, oh, sorry, Kim, were you speaking?
It's okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, I would say really good job. And I think somebody is always free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were the only pitch so far that has talked about the ultimate competitor, which is the status quo for some people, which is not doing anything at all, right? You mentioned the people who would just throw their
Yeah.
recyclables in the trash. So good on you. I think it was clear that you did a lot of work in terms of really refining the market. For future consideration, I would encourage you to look at other revenue streams or services that includes pickups, because a lot of people collect cans just for them, again, to go in the trash and go nowhere. But if you could figure out a sustainable way of picking up cans, that would probably go a long way towards sustainability for the business. So something to look into. I think the only thing that I would have paid more attention to, perhaps at least for the pitch deck, would just be price points and averages of revenue brought in based on different customer types, right? Because they're our different customer personas for like families versus somebody who is single and lives alone? What might the average per customer be to have a, you know, a more refined sense of, you know, annual revenue potentially. But aside from that, great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that input. Really appreciate it.
Yes, and good job. I would also say that it was good to hear that there was a very concise problem, very well-researched problem. I think what was missing for me is, again, how will you make money? How did you come to those? And what are those costs? You have some great ideas for differentiators, but I didn't see what those differentiators would cost you versus how you intend to make money. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'll just ditto actually what Kim and Yasmin said. Again, the issue gets to be, how are you making money?
Perfect. Okay. I'll get to that.
Yep. You took us straight from the problem, which you articulate really well, and the way you want to solve it. You took us straight from that to the revenue numbers and the net profit numbers on that one slide. So we just want to fill in that gap so we understand it.
Perfect. Okay.
Nice work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I'm somebody who doesn't understand this. I'm new to New York, and we don't have this program in Indiana. So if you can talk to me a little more about the costs associated with the business, that's going to help me understand your profitability and your feasibility. But overall, pretty good.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you guys for your input and time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. And now Faustinia. She's ready. She's ready to go.
Can you hear me?
We can, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
wonderful.
she got the pearls on. She got the necklace. She's ready to go.
All right, tell me you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. I am. Oh, why is it doing that? Now remember, this whole presentation part kills me. Let's see. How do I go? Well, at least
Faustinia, hit escape.
at least you get
I'll help you out with this.
Okay,
So
see.
go up to slideshow, the slideshow button. At the very top.
I
Go
don't
over
see the word
to your,
slideshow. It's
go
my
to your right.
screen anyway.
If you see slideshow underneath the magnifying glass, you see
Oh, okay,
transitions,
yeah, there it
animation.
is.
Yeah, click that, and then see where it says use timings.
Yeah. I didn't have
Uncheck
a
that box.
timer. Okay. I
Okay.
didn't have
Now
a
go back
timer.
to from beginning.
Okay, let's try this again. All right. All right. Are you guys ready for me? Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, I'm Faustinia Morrow, and I am the owner of the Monarch of Infinite Possibilities. And I'm the ultimate master conductor, connector, and consultant. And I help guide and connect arts and nonprofit organizations, politicians, faith-based organizations like churches, and environmentalists and companies that are looking to be sustainable. I help them raise awareness about the good things that they're trying to do in the community through events, event extravaganzas, and creative problem solving, also helping them to outline their plans. Now, what's the problem? Everyone thinks that they can organize an event. They think they can do it all. They are all excited. And you know what? I believe that you can until there is a breakdown in communication. And you begin to think about, how much money am I spending? How much time is it going to cost? And you get frustrated and you have levels of frustration. And so my mom always taught me that it's important to be solutions based. So you're probably saying to yourself, Faustinia, what are the 3 methods that you use? 1 is a 30-minute discovery session. 2, a 5-hour consulting package. Usually I start there. And a 7-point proven method of creative problem solving. And I like to say this helps my client find that royal balance. So you may be saying to yourself, Who is your ideal customer? One thing my mom always said is go to the decision makers. Go to the person that has the ability to say yes. So my customer is decision makers, CEOs of companies, executive directors, owners, program directors, campaign managers, organizers, pastors and pastors' wives, faith-based leaders, corporate social responsibility officers, those are my new friends, and politicians. Now, why do I go to decision makers? Because they value their time and they don't want it wasted. They need to speak to their audiences. They rely on positive outcomes and solutions, and they control their budgets. And you know what? They know their budgets. Since December of 2020, I have been able to net 5 to 10K per contract that I've gotten. In the next 12 months, I'm on target to make 85 to 130K. And in the next 24 months, with scalability, I'm expected to make 250 to 360K. Now, what am I going to do with these funds? One, I need to use it to purchase an updated computer. Two, I want to hire a part-time administrative tech-savvy person for obvious reasons. And three, I want to subscribe to Remo, which is an online collaborative gathering platform. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Fastinia, we really want to give the money to every presenter today. That $7,000 should go to everyone. I kind of agree with that. But if you have to choose someone, I say give it to someone that has a 20-year track record. Someone like me who has been organizing for 20 years, federal and state level campaigns, worked for nonprofit organizations like the American Heart Association and organized their galas, and most recently organized, created, and founded the Harriet Tubman 5K with the help of the Harriet Tubman Legacy Project. And so I have shown you how I can make the impossible possible. So I encourage you to give the $7,000 to the monarch of infinite possibilities. I'm Fastinia Morrow, the CEO. Thank you.
Great job, Fastinia. You were at 3 minutes and 52 seconds.
There we go. We got 3 points.
All right, come on, 3 points.
3 points, judges.
Okay, I don't know how to get out of this.
Great job, Faustinia.
Thank you.
For me, it was a lot of great energy, a lot of good research. I still would like a little more meat on the bone when it comes to the finances. Not a lot of clarity on how you're structured right now, since you are a business in motion. And then how you're going to, you have a note in there about your scalability, but how would you scale that in a way that I don't get a clear picture of how you're operating and how that scales. So that would just be my feedback. Well, great job.
Thank you. Can somebody help me on how to get back to the regular? I don't know how to get back to you guys.
Press escape. Try pressing escape, Fastinia.
I could hear you, so I'm sorry. I don't want to hold everybody up.
Oh, okay.
It's not working. Go ahead. I can't hear you. Is it? Oh, stop share maybe? Oh, there you go. Stop share. All right.
Anyone else want to give feedback?
Great job.
Yeah, I'll go.
Comments. As Kim.
Yeah, I'll say, Faustinia, great job. Just a lot of passion, a lot of clarity about the problem and the solution. Yeah, I think that, I'm not going to, beat a dead horse here with what Kim and Yasmin have said, but yeah, great job. You hit it. I mean, you kept me engaged. You kept me, totally focused, and you had people in the crowd cheering for you. So very good.
Thank you.
Very enthusiastic. I'm very proud of you, especially
Thank you,
since you
Uncle.
were so concerned about whether or not you could really present it well. And you did
You see all
fine.
those pictures, right? just did my very best. So thank you.
You
Thank
did
you.
well.
Nice work. You just got to work on bringing up the energy level though. That's a joke. Not serious. Good work.
Thank you.
Okay. Shatara Williams. Is Shatara here? Jahia, you have to help me out. I can't see both screens at once.
I do
Um,
not see Shatara.
how about Mo? Mo Farrer?
Mariah. No, I do not see Mariah.
Sheila Richardson.
Sheila. No.
All right, Jolanda Hill.
You mind?
Oh, I hear a voice.
Sorry.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Carolyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. I don't see you. Hold on. Hold on one second, Carolyn. All right. Okay. Do you want to try and share yours, Carolyn?
I sent it to Adam.
Okay.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I have several in here. There we go. Okay. And then Jolanda, be ready because you're going to be next. We're ready for it. So let me open this up. Share screen. Karen. Carolyn, just let me know you want to go to the next slide, okay?
Okay.
I'm ready when you are, Carolyn.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. I am Carolyn Kirkwood of Kirkwood Fam Therapy, where we provide family therapy to the diverse populations throughout the community by way of a telehealth platform. FAM therapy, so FAM is an acronym for Family Addiction Mental Health. And our slogan is normalizing the stigmatism against seeking emotional wellness. Next slide, please. Thank you. Research suggests that 1 in 5 adults face mental health challenges, and we are here to support you with combating those challenges and overcoming the signs and symptoms of mental illness. Persons of the African American community specifically often refuse or is reluctant to engage in emotional health services. Next slide. Some of the services we provide include children and family counseling, domestic violence counseling, marriage counseling, addiction and recovery, eating disorders, anger management, post-traumatic stress disorder or phobias, psychotherapy for depression and anxiety, conflict resolution, trauma counseling, and grief counseling. Next slide, please. As a licensed by New York State therapist, all the interventions that we use are evidence-based practices, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, solution-focused therapy, and acceptance and commitment therapy, to name a few. At Kirkwood Fam Therapy, our primary goals are strengthening families and strengthening mental health and keeping families together. We provide individual therapy as well as group therapy. So with that said, a typical client can be an individual adult person or a child, a family unit, or a couple. Next slide. Telehealth is a growing business and is on the rise. Anyone with an electronic device, even if only a house phone, can access telehealth services. And telehealth services can eliminate accessibility issues that many people tend to have, which can include transportation issues, childcare, or scheduling conflicts. Next slide, please. At Kirkwood Fam Therapy, we are really focused on breaking generational curses so that members of our community remain healthy and strong, both mentally and physically. Next slide. At this time, we are taking cash payments for services. More funding would help us continue to bring services in person as well as telehealth services, and also provide services using a sliding fee scale to meet the needs of families with limited income. An individual session is $120 per hour, and a group session is $60 per hour. We are going to be accepting health insurances in the near future. More funding will also allow for access to more advertising, which will continue to increase the clientele. And also it would allow for enhancements to the office space to include office supplies such as computers and a copier. Finding the right therapist. Oh, next slide, please. Thank you. Finding the right therapist is a very hard thing to do. At Kirkwood Fam Therapy, we tailor our treatment approach to meet the individual needs of each client. Someone from your same community that you can relate to and that you can trust is what you will find at Kirkwood Fam Therapy. It is my personal mission to break through the stigmatism associated with counseling and strengthening our community. That's it. And that's Kirkwood Fam Therapy, and I am Carolyn Kirkwood.
All right, Carolyn, I have you at 4 minutes and 6 seconds. I took off about 5 seconds just for the next slide situation. So you're about at 4 minutes and 1 second. So you're good.
2 points. Very good.
Okay, for me, I think that was really good. I would say that you were very clear in who you're trying to help and what you're trying to help them do. I would talk a little bit more about competition and differentiators. What does that look like in your space? I also would talk a little bit more about the traction that you currently have. You already have a business in motion. So talk about how that operates and what that looks like for you right now. Going back to the financials, that's always a good space to elaborate. More is more in that particular category. So good for you. So that's what I have.
Really, really great presentation. I would echo Kim's comments about the financials. One question, you don't necessarily have to know the answer now. If you don't know it now, I would encourage you to find it out. But do you know what your obtainable market size is relative to your specific geographic area? Or if you, since you're doing telehealth as well, how many people you can realistically reach? So I understand now you're doing private pay, but it would seem that once you open up to health insurance, whether private insurance or Medicaid or Medicare, that you'll have, at least in theory, the ability to scale more quickly if you have a lot of demand, so that you can hire additional staff, including other practitioners and clinicians. So do you roughly know how many people, like pie in the sky numbers, you could reach once you take private insurance or public insurance?
That's a tough question because it depends on what each person needs.
Okay.
So like it's hard to say, because a client is, like I was saying in the presentation, a client could be a person or a family unit. So it's hard to say. And then like some people come for group sessions, some people come for individual sessions, so it's really difficult to say. It depends on like the needs of the person and what they need, would say how many I could take.
For your average adult customer, how many times a year would you say they would see you? Are people averaging once a month, or is it more like every other month?
Every week.
People are seeing you every week. Okay, that's why, because it helps to put an average customer spend, at least for the individual right now, since you're not taking insurance. So, in future iterations of your pitch deck, that would be helpful to know, because if you serve 300 people a year and each one of them seeing you, each, 50, I'll say 50 weeks a year, because you got to have some time for vacation or holidays or whatever, then, you multiply that by what you're charging, and then you can have a better picture of revenue. potential revenue. But great job.
Thank you.
I primarily want to share the same feelings that Yasmin has expressed and Kim as well. The issue is, what is the revenue that really potentially is generated per customer, per unit, even per session, even if it's broken down in that particular manner. You don't necessarily know how many you're going to see, but you can take a guess as to how many you want to see, so you can figure out how much you might want to make.
Yeah,
You know, Carolyn, sometimes,
projections over the next 12 to 24 months, like everyone's been saying, in terms of both revenue and cost, particularly if you're going to start accepting insurances, that's a whole skill set that you would have to hire out and have that, you know, as part of your team. So there's a real cost there of a staff person, even a part-time staff person. So we would want to see that. Nice job though.
to piggyback off of what Dave said, with those insurance, if you're starting to accept insurance, especially like Medicare and Medicaid, there's licensing and certification procedures you have to go through too. So that $7,000 could help pay for that. I just talked to somebody today who needs like $5,000 to help get this binder together to help start billing Medicare and Medicaid. So you could talk about that a little bit. But good job.
Thank you.
So next I've got Jolanda down.
Hi. Yeah, so I sent you my slides. I
Okay.
shared them with all of you.
Okay, let me see. Okay, cool.
Pull the
So,
lights away. I'm not trying to see me. Shit.
you got this. You're the expert. You're gonna do great. So let me go back here. Get you pulled up. Okay.
I'm trying to show my light, but I guess it doesn't. It's not gonna work. Okay.
It looks
Ready when you are. Just let me know when you want to change slides.
Okay. Great. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jolanda Hill. I'm the founder of Color Girls Bike 2, a radical cycling org here in Western New York. We ride to reclaim our lives, reimagine transportation, redesign our streets, redefine safety, and rebuild our community. Next slide. Since 1880, the bicycle has been used as a way to promote social change in the United States, and Color Girls Bike 2 is actively continuing that legacy here in Western New York. Because we believe, next slide, that mobility is essential to freedom. Going to the next slide. So the problem, Buffalo has a transportation and mental health services kind of accessibility and affordability problem. Out of 1 in 3 African Americans who need services, only 1 in 3 of them are actually receiving them. Sorry, that was the actual statistic. And only 56,000 households in Western New York lack access to a car. Going to the next slide. So our solution is we are offering mental wellness services by bicycle, and we're also empowering folks to use the bicycle as a form of alternative transportation, as a tool to improve our transportation systems and infrastructure. So our target audience, we are centering Black women and Black of color, gender non-binary folks. And we're also working with the Black and Brown community at large and other allies to achieve our goals. Next slide. So how can our work stimulate the economy? Well, it can save the healthcare system money on average a year by people transitioning into a cycling lifestyle. The healthcare system can save $300 per person. It can also save households money. It costs about $8,500 a year to maintain a car. And by transitioning to a bike, that is essentially $0 every year. And it also can strengthen local economies. Going to the next slide. So what's unique about CGBT is that we're offering a free mental health service by bicycle. We're also promoting systems change by bicycle. And then we're also one of the only Black women-led cycling organization in Western New York. We're also redefining safety within our organization as well. So the use of funds, our hope is to gain access to a storefront and a warehouse to store our bicycles, to also create community space, a healing space, and then a bike mechanic space. We also want to invest in Black and Brown centered bike equipment technology to sell and to also give away. We want to invest in programming where we can actually receive more grants and work with other stakeholders in the community. Next slide. In closing, we are an organization that has already received over $6,000 in funding from the community. We have also been around for 4 years thanks to community support, and this $7,000 will help us to continue to reclaim our lives, reimagine transportation, redesign our streets, redefine safety, and to rebuild our community. And if you want to learn more about all the language we're using and everything about CGBT, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you very much.
All right, Jolanda, great job. I have you at 3 minutes and 51 seconds, but I'll take off 5 for the whole next slide situation. So that leaves you at 3 minutes and 46 seconds. Great job.
Cool. 3 points.
Great.
Cool.
Okay. For me, I thought the energy was great. Lots, I appreciate the knowledge of your industry. I think what is lacking for me is a little bit more of the how, actually a lot more of the how. The how it ties to your mental health, how you're gonna deal with weather here in Western New York, how your programming works in general. Talk a little bit about the team and what's going on day to day, a day in the life of the business. And of course, financials. Gotta have the financials. So good job.
Thank you. Financials.
You've done a lot of work, okay? A lot of work, especially over the last few days. So great job in that respect. I agree with Kim, you know, more financials and more specifics. So, you know, that's something to work on. What I think you did really well was you provided a story, right? It wasn't just information that was delivered to us. There was a story, especially that introductory lead in, really let us know, okay, there's something more here than riding bikes. As you go forward, I would talk, I think Kim mentioned challenges or, you know, as well as financials. I would talk about any challenges that could come up. Now you touched on that by the warehouse factor, right? Getting a warehouse to store your bikes. But, you know, I'm here in Rochester where we had City Bike, which everyone was like, yay, City Bike's here. And then all the City Bikes were stolen. So, you know, those types of things, just so that potential investors are aware that you're thinking about how you're going to de-risk things like that can just absolutely be catastrophic to your business if you lose your inventory. But like I said, great job.
Thank you.
All right, young lady. So what should I say? You spoke. The person was acting like you've fallen apart for the last 2 weeks. Come on, man, really? You know what you're doing, okay? You know what you want to do. Again, I will agree with Kim and Yasmin, the clarity on how what you do is going to help people, especially from the mental health perspective, would be nice. But you did very well. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I love your passion, Jolanda, and your narrative, the story you're telling, and the reason why you're doing it. That's all there. That's solid. That's great. Very nice job. I echo some of the comments about the financials and the budget. And since it appears that you're trying to start or you are starting a nonprofit, or you're trying to start a nonprofit, you want to hit people with that up front, because that's a different, it's a different animal. So just so that they know they wouldn't be investing in a for-profit company.
Okay, thank
Excellent
you.
work. Excellent work.
Thank you.
I'll start with how, but you started to answer that a little better than you did the other day, so you're getting there. But I want to commend you on such a great job. You've done a ton of work, like Yasmin said. So the pitch was really good. The slides were great. I love the style and the design. You told a story. It was engaging. Good job. You had nothing to worry about.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Good job.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you all.
Yolanda, thank you. And now, Allie Lawrence.
That's me.
It is.
Couldn't wear my blazer throughout this entire thing. It's hot outside. All right. All right.
All
right. I'm ready whenever you guys are.
All set, Allie.
Okay. Hello, my name is Allie Lawrence. I own Spirit and Abundance LLC, and I craft plant-based cheeses in Rochester, New York. After I went vegan in the summer of 2017, I wanted to share what I learned during my transition and utilize my culinary school degree with the rest of the world. So in October of 2018, I started Spirit and Abundance, teaching plant-based lifestyle and cooking classes. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I had a very difficult time transitioning my in-person classes into the online space. So instead, I decided to answer the biggest problem that I heard at every single one of my classes. I would go plant-based, I would go vegan, but I love cheese. And it's true, most of the plant-based cheeses available on the market are bland, boring, and have an ingredient list absolutely no one can understand. So I decided to use the 10 years of culinary experience that I have and craft artisanal plant-based cheeses that are cheese board ready, with flavors that are inspired by traditional dairy cheeses made with real and whole food ingredients that are entirely dairy-free and cultured. Since starting this venture 6 months ago, I have earned almost $5,000 in revenue with only one wholesale account and online pre-orders. I want to help women between the ages of 25 and 45 years old with a median income of $40,000 and $75,000 a year reach their health and wellness goals while also living an aligned and mindful life. In the Rochester area alone, this is about 1,500 women. As I mentioned previously, all of my cheeses are entirely chef crafted, cultured, and made with intention. And with recent equipment upgrades, I will be able to produce 8 times more product more efficiently to reach the increasing demand that I have seen locally for my product. So compared to other non-dairy cheeses in the industry, as I mentioned, my cheeses are the only that has that big cheesy flavor. It's completely non-dairy and contain real whole ingredients. This is important because 30% of the US population currently identifies as flexitarian. Flexitarians are those who eat predominantly plant-based but enjoy animal foods on occasion. This number will only likely grow as millennials and Gen Zs are more likely to identify as vegan or vegetarian. Not to mention that 65% of the human population has a hard time digesting dairy. So how can you help me? I need $7,000 to help start shipping my cheeses regionally, as well as start a subscription-based cheese product. I will do this by hiring personnel and investing in shipping infrastructure, such as temperature controls and packaging. By starting a subscription service and starting to ship my cheese, I will increase the accessibility of my product to locally and regionally, as well as grow my market from the Rochester community to the region and increase monthly sales as opposed to quarterly or yearly sales. After 12 months, I'm expected to make $54,000, 24 months revenue of $62,000. So Who wants to help these women live a more aligned and mindful life and join the plant-based revolution? Thank you.
All right, Allie, good job. You are at 3 minutes and 23 seconds.
3 points, easy 3 points.
I will start too. First of all, I love your cheeses. I had them the other week, still chewing on them. Great presentation. Financials, again, are a big part of it for me. I need to see what those costs are. You're a business in motion. So what are the costs that you have now? And what is the, what will the revenue be? You mentioned what revenue you would get, but how would you get that? How are you selling now? How are you going to market? How are people finding out about you? So some of those details that you would have as a business in motion would be helpful. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
Great, great presentation. A couple of questions and comments. One, for your market sizing slide, I believe that your sum was 1,500 women. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, why did you only focus on women? If you want, if you can, I guess, wade into that. The only reason I bring it up is because I kid you not, earlier today, I was talking to my husband about what we're going to do this weekend. And I was like, well, let's go to a brewery or let's go to a winery because we want wine and cheese. Now, right. It would seem, especially given, you know, your geography, that you could serve a heck of a lot more than women and a heck of a lot more than 1,500. So was that market sizing a matter of this year? And have you considered numbers going to like 3 years and 5 years out that potentially could expand to include partnerships with breweries, wineries, restaurants, et cetera, as well as potential market sizing to include children who are lactose intolerant?
Yeah, so I focus on women because predominantly that's what my market is made up of right now. That is the data that I have received from my website analytics, as well as just Instagram and everything. Those are the people that are coming to see me most often. I do have restaurants reaching out to me, asking for my cheeses, as well as grocery stores as well. So it's a matter of, I guess, crunching those numbers. I wanted to focus primarily on women, especially moving into a subscription basis. Those would be the people that I would be sending my ad money to.
Good job, Alan. I know there was a little bit of a change in it. My thing was the expandability part. Really had not been kind of talked about, but that you would be able to expand because of the new piece of equipment that you have, and that added on to what you potentially might get from the requested grant, as it were. But good presentation, good timeline. Okay. And we're still sitting here all waiting for cheeses. We're a little jealous, Kimberly. That's okay. We'll get our taste.
Thank you.
Agreed. Very much agreed.
I'm gonna have to give you a 0 because you still don't deliver to Buffalo. So I'm very disappointed in that, Allie. But,
I need the $7,000.
A little bit about the financials that's been mentioned, yeah, but like one slide with a forecast budget, use of the funds of the 7, how the next 12 to 24 might shake out. But I liked your presentation. Well done.
Right. Thank you.
Allie, first, I'll talk about a little bit about the financial stuff. So what you can do is have another slide where it shows the $7,000 is going to go for this, and then have a graphic of this $7,000 is going to help me scale up. So what that looks like, how it helps you scale up, I think is a big thing. Because then you can also talk about your costs in there and how your cost per unit can go down if you have that $7,000. So outside of that, this is what a pitch should be. So great job.
Thank you very much.
And Kim has made this point. I'm just going to throw this out there. Kim has made this point for a number of the presenters tonight. For people who have going concern businesses, this is a great point she's made. dig into that, because you have a track record that you can point to and talk through that. So if you have that, share it with the people you're presenting to. Just gives more credibility to the whole thing.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for your feedback. I appreciate it.
Good job. Very good.
All right, folks, I know Miss Sandra is next. I don't want to be the bad person, but I know we have a couple more people to get through. So judges, if you can just provide your feedback, super quick, concise, and then like in the next class, maybe we can really go through and see some extra pointers for you. We want to be respectful of everyone's time on the call. All right, Miss Sandra, do you have your presentation? Actually, I have your presentation, Sandra. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I should have been on mute.
Sandra, there you go.
I just realized I was on mute, sorry. And nervousness must be showing.
All right, 1 second. Let me go ahead and spotlight you so everyone can see you while you present. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, there we go.
So you'll be moving the slides?
Yes. Let me
Okay.
just bring your information up here real quick.
Yeah, and I know you're not nervous, so we are not even worried about that piece.
Oh my gosh, you just don't know. Oh my goodness. My first time presenting to you guys, so, don't
You'll
know.
be fine.
Don't know.
All right. 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second. It's not opening. So
Okay, maybe I can see if I can share. Let's see.
yes.
What do I have here?
All right, there you go. I see it.
Okay. Okay, great. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Sandra Gibson, CEO and President of SandChris Lean Enterprise. I am a certified Lean Six Sigma Black Belt. I've worked in various manufacturing and service sectors, providing Lean Six Sigma service. The problem is your pain. What is keeping you up at night? Are you solving the problem or are you solving the symptom? Many businesses in nonprofit and for-profit sectors, particularly manufacturing areas, lose hundreds of thousands of dollars per year due to inefficiencies in what we call TIMWOOD: transportation, inventory, motion, waiting times, overproduction, overprocessing, defects, and skills unused due to talent that they have on site, but they never use. Rooted in purpose, process, and respect for people, Lean is about creating the most value for the customer, utilizing DMAIC and A3 methods of Lean Six Sigma for existing processes. Our solution is to use these methods and provide Lean Six Sigma consulting and training to these businesses that will allow to cut losses by at least 15%. There are approximately 35,641 small businesses in Erie County. 1%, 356 businesses, will receive notification via Lineable, LinkedIn, direct email to provide this service. Lean Six Sigma is for every organization that wants to create flow and efficiency in their processes over time. Some companies that have applied Lean Six Sigma that you may be aware of are companies such as Amazon, 3M, Ford, and Johnson Controls. So targeted will be small to medium businesses in Buffalo, New York, such as Rich Products, M&T Bank, Kaleida Health, KeyBank, and others. With the onset of COVID, many employees are working from home and some businesses have lost their market share. So to support them in this effort, our Lean Six Sigma project management consulting and training can be done virtually. Some offerings include group sessions for certification, or what we call Yellow Belt, which is a less invasive training in Lean Six Sigma. And the next level up is the Green Belt, which is $350 per person, and the Yellow Belt will be $150. In addition to consultation on projects that they will look to start up with project management to support their process improvements at a rate of $115 per hour. I will spend the $7,000 on creating a team to help grow the business. First, looking at advertising in local papers, advertising in business papers, develop training that will be slides that will be developed via myself and the project manager that I'll bring on board, looking for that person to be a Lean Six Sigma certified black belt. Also have a webmaster to help develop our web and set up the emails and put together a virtual setup where most of the training can be done here right on site. So we'll look for your support in providing that startup money of $7,000 to help us build that successful team. The way to go is Lean Six Sigma, improving quality, cost, delivery, service, and safety to bring positive results to the bottom line. With your help, we can help alleviate their pain. Thank you very much. Sandra Gibson, founder, CEO, and Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, looking for your help. Thank you.
All right, Miss Sandra, great job. I have you at 3 minutes and 53 seconds.
Ooh, Jesus.
3 points, you got it.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Good job, Sandra.
Thank you.
My immediate feedback is, again, talking more about the how. You did a good job with your passion, and it's clear that you have knowledge, but Lean Six Sigma is a very specialized certification. So not everybody will be familiar with it. You really want to break that down into layman's terms and talk about what you're really going to do. Financials, obviously another big one. I do like the breakdown of what you will do with it, but it needs to be more wrapped into how you're using it now and really how that projects out to once you get that money, what that financial picture is going to look like for your business. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, 12 to 24 month budget projection, Sandra, would help. But I liked your enthusiasm, and you're obviously a good spokesperson for this area. So nice work on the presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good
great job. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
No, good presentation. Again, me and Dave, and Adam, we're the finance people. So, clarifying that, but also one of the things that Kim definitely mentioned is the fact that not everybody understands what Six Sigma actually is. So a little clearer definition, again, layman's terms would actually be very helpful.
Okay. Thank you.
I thought it was very strong. You talked to, who you're going to help, how you can help people, what businesses you can help with your expertise. Again, just that financial piece. Talk to me a little bit more about the cost. I think it's a thing we always leave out of pitches. If you can talk a little bit more about the cost, and then of course, scalability. How many people can we serve with our current staff? How will we grow? All that. But I think it's a very good pitch.
Thank
you. You did it very well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now you too nervous to go home.
Yeah.
Woo, thank you.
There you go. Ms. Sean Bryant, you are up.
Cool.
Here we go.
Can you see my screen? Okay, cool. I'm ready. No, I'm not, but I'll be ready. Let's go.
Go ahead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michonne Bryant, and I am the creator, CEO, and founder of Salted by MLB. I focus on making bath salts that will help manage your pain that looks different than what you're used to. So the problem is my mom has fibromyalgia along with other comorbidities, and she didn't want to take additional medication, over-the-counter medication to solve her pain. So she started using bath salts from the drugstores. But we quickly noticed that they weren't potent enough, nor were they appeasing to her. They only came in 2 or 3 cents. So me being a scientist at heart, a chemist and a mixologist, I decided to create some bath salts. I experimented with different essential oils and scents and colors, and I made them for her. And long story short, she didn't know I was making them, and she asked me to get her more, and I told her I've been making them. And then Salted by MLB was born because I solved the problem that there was limited what is the word I'm looking for? Limited availability for salts. Like some young people that I interviewed said the traditional Epsom salts reminds them of their grandparents, and they don't like smelling like Bengay or whatever. So my salt solved that because I have fun flavor or scents and different things. So this is what I do. I provide pain relief from muscle and joint pain. And my salts, it contains essential oils and then that. So now you're not only feel good, you look good when you use this product. So my salts have a dual role. They ease pain while helping you engage in self-care. I have testimonials from people that use the product that say what the product have done for them. A couple of people work manually, like a couple of hard jobs, and they use the salts at night to relax, unwind, ease their pain. So my target market, pain is universal. I couldn't put it spans all demographics, but I would love people who have chronic pain that don't want to take over-the-counter medication, people who want to relieve pain, but also indulge in self-care, physically active, athletic adults who experience muscle fatigue or joint pain. Those are who I'm targeting with this product. Here is the product market fit. You can tell by the first slide on the left that people from the age of 18 to well over 65 experience pains on various levels. It was kind of similar, though, the metrics of it. And the number one pain was back pain, muscle tension. And from this slide, you can see that 64% of the people treated their pain by using relaxing baths. So that's where my product fits in, because my salts help you relax by also addressing your pain. The next slide over tells the average spent on bath products per unit, which is per person in the household, was $197.01 per year. That was in 2019. When it comes to competition, I have to deal with pharmaceutical companies, the medical entities like chiropractors, physical therapists, drugstore, prescription drugs, over-the-counter pain meds. Dr. Chill's brand Epsom salt, you might have seen this one in there. That's the one that has this bright green, catchy thing. That company made over $103 million in 2018 from their bath salts. So internal and external factors. When I launched this program, when I launched this business, I was able to procure some products. And then when COVID-19 hit, it had manufacturing delays. Certain sizes weren't available, so I had to pay more for a smaller size. And sales slowed down because people lost their job. They couldn't expend their money. The external factors is rising costs of prescriptions. Opioid addiction is very real. Limited variety of Epsom salts, and most medical licensed people, they have a fear of losing their license from overprescribing medicine. And of course, COVID-19, again, on the external factor. So why my salt then? Why should people try or invest in my Epsom salt? because it has more strength. It provides more relief of aches and pains. That's been proven by my testimonials. People have used it. My products are enticing. They're bright. They engage your senses. They provide relief for people who desire pain management besides over-the-counter pills. And it is a dual factor. It helps you relax and address your pain at the same time. And then from this slide over here, I don't know if you can see it on the left, but the bath salts address almost all of the issues on this slide. So this is just another graphic of how or what my salts can help with. And if I get the 7K, I would help, it would help me boost ads through Facebook, Instagram, website pushes, help me purchase bulk materials, equipment for faster production. And that will in turn help me reach my 12-month goals of 60K and my 24-month sale goal of 135K. And my net income for 12 months will be $18,600, and for 24 months, it will be $9,600. Currently, I self-fund my business besides the sales that I make. So in closing, Salted by MLB is an exceptional product that combines medicinal pain and self-care benefits. Pain has no demographic, so it can potentially be sold to anyone globally with chronic pain, physically active people with pain, cancer patients needing relief from the pain caused by their treatments, the everyday exhausted mom, the dad that worked 80 hours, physically and mentally stressed consumer. So this is just another mechanism to solve pain management, to have people feel good and look good. So that is it. Thank you very much.
All right, Michonne, I have you at 6 minutes and 33 seconds.
Good Lord. Thank you.
No points on the time, but we'll start the feedback with Kim.
Great job, Michonne. I loved it. I would say that you did a good job talking about competition, showing us why your product is different and differentiator. I would say spend a little more time keying in on those graphics. You think of the whole HGTV craze where people are ripping out bathtubs and making huge showers. That makes a difference in who your demographic is because you sell a bath salt. So really give a little more time. It's easy to kind of blanket that over and say it's everybody, but there really are specific people who will use your product. And once again, financials, your business in motion. Talk about if you've been funding it, talk about what those costs are that you've been spending and how you've broken out what you're going to do when you get that 7,000, how that's going to turn into projections for your scale. But good job.
Yeah, Michonne, I'll just echo what Kim said about those financials. If you talk more about the costs, because I know you said that your net income is going to be pretty high based on 135,000 in sales. You're looking at like 93,000 in net. Talk to me more about those costs and why that net is so high, like why that's such a great, once you start outlining those costs, you may see that goes down, but if you've got a real solid structure of why that net can be so high, tell me why. So other than that, I thought it was good. Just need to work on the time a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ditto Adam. Yeah, because those bottom line costs are a little high. So definitely take a look at the expenditure component. And this is all of the expenses that are associated with regard to running the business. Other than that, I also will agree with a lot of what Kim has actually mentioned. And I had not even thought about, a lot of people were putting in showers, but that might actually be the quote unquote next product line that you actually develop. So there'll be bath and shower supplements. So
I have
good
those
job
as well.
Yeah.
I have those. I have a whole line, but I was just focusing on the bath salts right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice job, Michonne. I liked it a lot. I like the fact that you had your competitors on there and why your solution was better. That was very, very helpful. Like everyone has said, the specifics about the the budget and how much your costs are and what are you selling your individual products for, and kind of break it down in some more granularity on the financials. Nice work.
Thank you.
I echo everybody's sentiments. You know, I would say you did a really nice job of tying everything together. Again, there was a clear story in terms of those who could be helped the most by this, right? People with chronic pain conditions, not exclusively, but certainly those were the targets that you had laid out before us, which I think was really wise. As you start to work more on your differentiators, you may look towards options for purchase that make it, far easier than your competitors for people to actually get the product, right? Because if these are people who have chronic pain conditions, chances are they are more likely to want to have, your product delivered to them, or to be able to get it in an easier way than having to go to the store every time they need some. So, think of ways that you can differentiate yourself in that respect, and talk about the differentiation through social media channels to really bolster your following.
Thank you. My products are e-commerce, so I could have put that in there, but thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. And we will move on to Sonia.
I'm trying to.
And I cannot get this into any kind of presentation mode. I don't know why. So if we're okay keeping it like this,
so I
you won't take any points off.
Okay, because I don't know how to share the screen. Let me see.
So I want to take just a second here. I'm getting a lot of questions on this. We're going to push through till 7:30. Anybody who doesn't get to go today will go on in class on Tuesday, the first chunk of class, like the first 15 minutes of class. We'll finish up everybody. I know we're going to be like half an hour over tonight, so we got a lot of people missing dinner and stuff. So we're going to push through for the next 8 minutes, get as many people in 8 minutes as we can, and then we'll do the last few on Tuesday at 5:30.
Okay. Can you hear me? Or no?
Yep.
All right, I'm all set. Do you need to tell someone that you love them? Do you need to let someone know that you're proud of what they've accomplished? Do you need to say, I'm sorry? Next slide. Well, when you know what you need to say, but not exactly how to say it, let Sonia's expressions of love speak for you. Hello, my name is Sonia Banks, and I'm the owner of Sonia's Expressions of Love, LLC, located in Buffalo, New York. I provide meaningful messages to share through a line of handcrafted expressional plaques, personalized photo plaques, and greeting cards. Next slide. So you're invited to a wedding, a baby shower, a bar mitzvah, and you need a unique gift. Or your best friend gets a divorce, your nephew loses his job, or your neighbor's grandmother dies, and you need something to uplift their spirits. A plaque from Expressions of Love can offer the perfect sentiment. Our focus is not on specific holidays, but that every day should be celebrated. Next slide. Our target audience is individuals, specifically women, and businesses and organizations that present awards to employees, customers, and members. Next slide. One of our most popular items is our memorial plaques. A new project that we are launching is to concentrate on reaching out to families who have lost someone to a homicide, and also children of persons who are incarcerated. Both experiences leave a huge void. We feel our personalized photo plaques would help ease the pain by offering a heartfelt message and provide a tangible keepsake of their loved ones. According to CityStat report for Buffalo, New York, between 2008 and 2020, there were over 642 homicides in the city of Buffalo. And according to Peace Prints of Western New York, nearly 50% of all adults in the US have a family member who is or has been incarcerated, and 1 in 2 children has experienced parental incarceration. Sadly, the numbers continue to grow, and there is a need for this product. We plan to partner with local funeral homes and agencies such as Peace and She Rose Western New York to share this product. Next slide. According to the Greeting Card Association, over 6 billion cards are sold a year, generating over $7.5 billion, and the niche for handcrafted gift items is on a steady rise. Since I was a little girl, I've always loved writing cards for family and friends. My focus now is turning the passion and hobby into a profitable business. Our business has grown mainly by word of mouth, and our items are sold through our Facebook page and also at local vending events throughout Western New York. Our competition, next page, is Hallmark, Things Remembered, Tony Martin Awards, and Etsy shops. Our prices are comparable to our competitors, but what sets us apart are meaningful messages and the creativity that goes into making a unique piece, not a cookie cutter copy. Expressions of love gift items range from $10 to $75. Our goal this year is to sell at least 100 products per month, and this would generate a profit of approximately $5,000 per month, or a total of $60,000 a year. And in the second year, we intend to double our production and our profit. Next page. The $7,000 for the program would allow us to purchase equipment to increase productivity and efficiency, to hire 2 employees to assist in the production and sales, to purchase bulk materials, to develop a website and create informational advertising packet to promote our products and mission. Next slide. Right now, you're probably saying, what's so important about a card or a plaque? It's the power of the words. Words that help heal, words that celebrate a lifelong dream, words that give encouragement to live one more day, meaningful messages to share. Next slide. Thank you for your time. My name is Sonia Banks, and I'm the owner of Sonia's Expressions of Love.
All right, great job, Sonia. I have you at 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Good stuff.
Great, 3 points, very good. Kim.
Love the presentation, lots of good information about the product. I love that you showed the product on your slides. That was very powerful for me. Again, financials, not enough financials in there. Both, if you're already in motion, I need to see some costs. I need to see what those projections are for the next 12, 24 months. And when you're talking about $7,000, how does that factor into the whole scheme? That was a nice long list of what you needed, but where does that 7,000, what's the shortfall once you get that 7,000?
Okay.
So good job.
Thank you.
Yes, Michael or Dave, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, no, as always, I agree with Kim. You know, great presentation. You certainly have that emotional buy-in factor that's necessary, especially with this type of product. You know, zero in more on your financials and future iterations of the deck. And because you've already, you know, done this and, you know, your post-launch, you know, more testimonials and perhaps some focus on how you can expand your reach in terms of e-commerce offerings.
Thank you.
Sonia, I thought it was really good. I would just, you know, again, talk about those cost pieces, but I thought it was really good. I was very impressed.
Thank you.
Itemization of that 7,500 or the 7,000, where it's, you know, what's your expectation as for each of those items on that slide? Kim, I believe, mentioned that, but I liked your presentation a lot. It was touching.
Thank
Good job.
you. Thank you.
Good presentation, Sonia.
I can breathe.
Oh yeah, by the way, breathe, feel free, oxygen, you know, plenty of it. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Definitely will take.
Thank you. Good job. Tiffany Foster.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to cut the volume up. Okay. My name is Tiffany Foster. I've had a DBA as Inspired by You, Designed by Me since 2016. I work mostly from home, but started hosting pop-up shops for my passion-based business 2 years ago, selling handmade gifts for special occasions. The problem in city of Buffalo, not including shopping malls, there are about 10 boutiques that sell handmade crafts, but you will not find a boutique that offers customized gifts for weddings and bridal parties, baby showers and graduations, and other special occasions. Many customers need things right away, so they order online, but order processing times and shipping and delivery waits are inconvenient when you're in a rush. Most of us have purchased things online. You know, when your package arrives, it will either make or break your day. My services provide solution. I'm ready to make your day. The name speaks for itself. Inspired by You, Designed by Me, offers quick consultation before every purchase to get a feel for my customers' personality and style, create a customized gift based on their needs and occasions. My customers get long order processing times or prolonged delivery because I personally deliver packages and can have most orders processed by next day. Provides a welcoming in-person shopping experience with a more intimate environment setting. My ideal customers are mostly women between the ages of 18 through 50 years old because these are the golden years. Many of life experiences occur. They graduate high school, transition to college, find true love, have their first children, get engaged to be married, graduate college, plan wedding parties, and develop appreciation for birthday celebrations. Studies show that more women manage spending habits in the household than men do. Women are more likely to pay for what they want and more for what they want when it comes to special occasions. Women are likely to go all out because special occasions are sentimental for them. My competitions are entrepreneurs who use social media platforms and sell on Etsy and Amazon accounts. Internal and external factors for handmade goods are both influenced by the occasion, but most external factors are based on cultural, social, economic, and environmental status and events. My solution provides a motivation to shop for expressive art. My inspiration comes directly from my customers' life experiences and expectations. I get to know my customers, make gifts that reflect my customers' ideas and style. My customers will be able to shop my products in person and online and expect their orders in as soon as the next day. I will use the $7,000 for basic startup costs, lease a storefront with a budget of $2,000, spend $1,000 for utilities, bulk supplies, purchase bulk supplies and machinery at $1,300. I will launch a website for e-commerce at $250. Spend $1,000 for marketing and pay advertisement via social media. Use $300 to start a business savings account. My 12-month sales goal is $40,000. 24-month sales goal is $85,000. My estimated net income is about $10,000. My 24-month net income to be $15,000. Closing, Buffalo's East Side is filled with hardworking people who prefer to shop in their own community and deserve to have an individualized shopping experience at their own convenience. My unique products and expressive art add the fun and gift giving while leaving lasting impressions over a lifetime.
All right, I have you at 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Good job.
Easy 3 points.
Good job, Tiffany. I would say that you did a really good job with laying out what your pain points are, your customers' pain points, and what the competition is doing that you could possibly do better. I would say that you have to, in the future, look at addressing the scalability of your business. If you're doing a personal consultation, you're doing personal delivery, you're going to want to figure out how to communicate that you're going to be able to scale that. And then also, again, tighten up your demographics. 18 to 50, women 18 to 50 is very broad. You look at ways to tighten that up. And of course, if you're already selling, then what do those financials look like right now? What are those projections based on? And that's it.
Thank you so much. Am I supposed to respond to the comments?
You can respond if you want to respond to
it. Okay. So my pop-up shops haven't been consistent, especially because of COVID. You can't really, well, things are opening back up now, but we weren't able to get into too many places because of the shutdown for the pop-up tents. So just promoting online social media and posting a lot of the things I've already done. I haven't made enough money financially to be able to say what it full year would actually look like. So I did have to use the data to find out who buys handmade, who are the more likely, and how much do they spend, how much they make, etc. So that's where my numbers came from. That age group, to answer your question.
Thank you.
All right, someone else has something to say. You might want to say it now.
We'll forever hold our peace. Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Even though you guys had only been open for a little while, and this is a side piece, everybody thinks that they didn't make enough money. But the reality gets to be you can still use those numbers to kind of project what you think that you're going to do or would potentially do in normal circumstances, okay? You were kind of trying to reverse engineer it, but even with that, the connectability that exists that, this is what we're looking to do to be able to accomplish that particular market based on these dollars, okay? But you can actually do that. But good presentation.
Thank you.
I'll say that I appreciated the breakdown of the $7,000, exactly how you were going to use it. I like the detail of that. What I'd like to see from that is we'll use these pieces, and that will, this piece specifically will help us generate this much additional revenue in 12 months. This piece will help us do this. So if you can expound a little bit more on that, that might help. But I really like that breakdown. So good job.
Okay.
Nice work. I don't think I can add anything to what everyone else has said. I enjoyed the presentation, Tiffany. Good work.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much. You closed us out tonight. Y'all, it is 7:36. So here's what we're going to do. Tuesday, these folks need to come prepared. If you don't hear me read your name right now, put your name in the chat. Because if you're not on this list on Tuesday, if you're not on this list by the time we close out tonight, you're not going on. I can't let you go on Tuesday. So here are the names: Louisa, Simone, Lashana, Lisa Goff, Shayna, Leslie, Destiny Ward. So anybody who didn't hear their name who still needs to go on Tuesday? You got to let me know. All right, cool. So that's it. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. They're going to go in the first 30 minutes. We're going to start at 5:35. The first pitch is going to be at 5:35. So, and that's going to be Louisa. I know you're going to be ready on Tuesday. You've probably been ready since this past Tuesday. So, Louisa, then Simone, then Lashana, and the rest from there. So come prepared on Tuesday. We're going to do it in the first 30 minutes of class, and then Jessica Lewis and Jahida we're going to get back to presenting and the educational portion of this. So, or the more instructive portion of this. So the pitches are very good. I'm very impressed. I know all the judges are happy. So great job, everybody. We'll wrap it up on Tuesday. Enjoy your weekend. Rest well, knowing that you all did a very good job.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Everybody have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Thank you, judges.
Have a good weekend. Everybody did a wonderful job.
Excellent.
Yes.
job, everyone.
All right.
said I'm
Yeah,
done.
get it, girl.
It was so good.